Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Tosh Taylor.
And I'm Jenna Morton, and this episode is all about our love for local businesses and downtown Moncton and everything holiday shopping all rolled into one. You're going to have a wonderful little tour at the end of the show with the two of us and a bunch of our friends. We took a bus, went around to a bunch of shops, and we're going to take you along with us at the end of today's show. But to start things off, we have in studio here with us today Patrick Richard from Downtown Centreville, Inc.
Thanks for having me.
I forgot the word Moncton in there, didn't I?
That's okay.
DCMI.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
So before we dive right into talking about downtown businesses, remind us exactly what your organization does. What are you responsible for?
Yeah, so Downtown Moncton Centreville Inc. Is, DMCI for short, is the Downtown Moncton Merchant Association. That's the easiest way to explain it. We are similar to a Chamber of Commerce. So we represent our members on advocacy points. We promote the downtown, encourage people to shop in the downtown, attend events, of course, and through social media and different campaigns and different marketing means. But yeah, we essentially are the representation of the downtown. Over 800 downtown businesses in our business improvement area. So BIA. So DMCI is a business improvement area, roughly borders Vaughan Harvey to King Street, Assumption Boulevard to St. George Street.
Excellent.
There's a few exceptions. But
Yeah, little squeaks in there.
Yeah.
100. I would
I
never
know.
get, if you had told me to guess a number of how many businesses are in that little area, I would not have gone that high.
Yeah, it's about 2 square kilometers. We represent 1.5% of the city landmass, but represent over 14% of the tax assessment, property tax base.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
That is
Holy moly. And then with Downtown Moncton Centreville Inc., how many members do you have? Like, does it work like a Chamber of Commerce that way? Like, you have to join to be a part of it kind of thing?
So it's very different. Well, I'll say it's different. So if you are geographically in the downtown, you are a member by default. So it's your membership fees are what we call a levy, and they're taken off right off your property tax. So the Chamber of Commerce would be membership based. We're geographically, based, or membership is based off of your geography in the downtown.
That's amazing though, because then you have built-in support right from the get-go.
Correct. Yeah. So we collect a levy once a year. So very different from most nonprofits, where we get one transfer from the province of New Brunswick once a year in our bank account, and we operate off of that for the rest of the year. A little different, but nice to have that stability, I guess, from the levies.
Definitely, yes. Anyone who's done anything in nonprofits understands that stability changes everything. So your organization does, like you say, a lot of advocacy work that maybe a lot of us don't see on the back end, but what most people in the general public see are the events and the activities that you guys support. So let's take a couple minutes and talk about a few of the things that you do through the year that really help draw people to the downtown.
Yeah, I think I get this question quite a lot. So what does DMCI do? What does the City of Moncton do? Where do you start and they stop, and kind of that? The easiest way to understand, I guess, what we contribute to the downtown is anything that happens unique in the downtown. So the City of Moncton offers, hundreds, if not thousands, of different services to all of its citizens and across the whole city. Anything that's unique in the downtown is typically us, and very often in partnership with the city. So holiday lights, that's all us. You'll see banners in the downtown representing the different events, different festivals happening. That's all us. Some of the events that we put on ourselves, but also, like you mentioned, we sponsor quite a few as well. So yeah, a clean team. So we have there's a dedicated downtown Moncton cleaning team. So we have 9 team members that go around and clean the downtown, sidewalks, and then whatnot. So yeah, so anything unique happening in the downtown is typically us.
Excellent. And you're seeing a lot of changes over the years downtown Moncton, especially the past couple of years, I'd say. Maybe it's since you've been involved. I'm just kidding. It could be you, could be your team.
If you check the timing.
Yeah. But I just wonder, have you noticed an increase or a bump in businesses moving back to the downtown recently?
Yeah, there's definitely, it's been encouraging. Of course, we have our issues like any other downtown, any other city. So, but it's been encouraging. There's a lot of renewed growth, development happening in the downtown. I don't think that me coming on board necessarily has anything to do with it.
Humble.
But definitely coming out of the pandemic, we've seen an upswing. Our downtown recovered extremely well compared to most. Coming out of the pandemic, so people continued to support local throughout the lockdowns and the different phases, and a lot of our merchants, and I know this is such a cliche term, but pivoted during the pandemic and offered takeout and different ways to I guess use their services or participate. But yeah, so we were lucky. We came out pretty in good shape, and we continue to keep growing, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of the other things that your organization does that is unique to downtown is your holiday gift card. And I say holiday, it's not just
it's year round.
It's year round, but I always think of it at the holidays.
Right, most people do, yeah. Yeah, we do it. So I think one reason people think about it at the holidays, of course, it's a great gift. It's a great offering, but it's also we do a big holiday sale. So we do a 20% off sale. So we typically sell about. That varies on years. During the pandemic, the sales were actually up. People wanted to support local. A lot of local businesses purchased for their employees and different things like that. So we typically sell about $100,000 worth of gift cards on any given year, and we do about this year anyways. We did 75% of that business during our 20% off sale. Wow. So we had almost $75,000 3-day 20% off sale. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you end up with one of these gift cards in your stocking this Christmas, or you get gifted one as just a thanks for a job well done this year, that gives you access to spend it in dozens of these local businesses we've been talking about. There's a list, I'm assuming, on your website of everyone who takes part?
There is. So yeah, so on the gift card, actually there's a little sleeve the gift card comes in. There's a QR code. It brings you right to the website. So there's over 100 different businesses that accept these, including restaurants, bars, cafes, a lot of services as well. Even the downtown parking meters accept them. So.
Oh, brilliant.
I didn't know that. Now I know what I'm using mine for.
There you go. But yeah, no, so it's a great way to support local. Most of our businesses, so in general, about 85% of our businesses are locally owned, just out of the 800 businesses downtown. And I would say that percentage even goes higher on the gift card program. So because of different legal issues and stuff, a lot of the bigger chains aren't able to accept them. So most of our merchants, if not, maybe not all, but most of them are locally owned, independent businesses.
Fantastic.
You've used the word supporting local a few times, which was a major part of this tour that we went on. That was a big thing for us. You and I talk about supporting local an awful lot. Can you tell me and tell everybody that's watching and listening why supporting local is so important?
Yeah, well, I think so. Like I just mentioned, so our downtown is composed of mostly local and independently owned businesses. It sounds cliche, but you're supporting local, you're supporting individuals, you're supporting community. You're not necessarily buying a CEO a second or third vehicle. I'm pulling from social media memes, but it's incredibly important, and those companies and those businesses give back directly to the business. So one thing that we do as well, on top of what I've already talked about, is a facade and safety grant. So businesses in the downtown can take part of, they want to improve the outside of their business. And what we like about that is that they 9 times out of 10 are supporting another local business. So a lot of our downtown merchants live here, they play here, they support here. So that money that you're investing in these local businesses is staying right here. So it's incredibly important.
Well, and it builds that sense of community and what makes Moncton different than somewhere else, right? It's being able to walk down and see those independent shops with their own personalities and their, I think about like going into gifts galore, just personality plus.
Absolutely.
Right? But you don't find that in any other city. You might find a similar type of store with, that type of thing, but Gifts Galore is a Moncton store. And if we don't have those independent businesses in our downtown, how do we know it's our community?
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think, our downtown businesses and in general too. I mean, we're talking downtown today because I'm here, but across Greater Moncton, there's tons of amazing independently owned businesses. And, people talk about customer service on the decline. They talk about, how easy it is to shop online. Those things are all, they're all relative. So if I find myself, being in this role and with my organization being downtown a lot more than I was probably before. You find amazing things. Like, it's just the customer service is incredible. You mentioned Gifts Galore. There's tons of examples on Main Street and on St. George and on all the side streets of different, just amazing business owners that offer that extreme, customer service. And yeah, I find you could find such unique different gifts and offerings.
Yeah, and you're right. And there's something too that can be said about the loyalness of Maritimers. And I think maybe because Moncton's my only experience living in the Maritimes, but you've been around, and yeah. But I saw this with a few of the people that were on the tour with us who were recent transplants, and like they said that I haven't been downtown, but everybody tells me that I need to go downtown. So they were so happy to get to experience the downtown and understand that, like, when you're looking for these shops, when you're bringing people to to the Moncton area to visit, that if they want unique stuff, this is where you need to be. You need to be downtown and finding these little shops that are right on the main street there that maybe you've just driven by and you hadn't noticed. I remember this summer bringing my mom here, even though I've been here 20 years. We ate at Maxie's downtown on the patio, and it was so much fun on their outdoor patio. And to see, she was like, I've never seen a main street like this. Yeah. Like, everybody's got a patio, everybody's saying hi, everybody's having a good time. It's such just a nice, heartwarming experience. Winter, summer, fall, you name it. It's great.
Yeah. The first
time
I came to Moncton for any extended period of time as an adult, that was exactly what stood out to me as well. Was the patios and the sidewalk atmosphere was fantastic, and it is unlike other places in the Maritimes. It is unique to this area, and I know DCMI has done a lot to have Patio Fest and to help the businesses get those patios in place and to do that. And I think it's one of those programs that really does pay off. And the Christmas lights in Moncton are by far some of the best anywhere in the country, I am sure. And I have seen a lot of Christmas lights in just about every province in this country.
She's a connoisseur.
Well, and I moved around a lot, so I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, no, they definitely bring atmosphere to the downtown. We are wrapping up, I guess, our installation at this point. We have, we've been done for about a week now, but it's a process. It's 2 weeks, if not a little bit more, of installing, taking down, plugging in, checking lights, and we love doing it. It's absolutely probably, highlight of the year every year, putting up all the holiday lights, and we own over $500,000 worth of Xmas lights.
Holy moly.
If ever anybody was interested or curious about how many Christmas lights, it's almost $600,000 worth of
unbelievable
holiday lights.
Wow.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up this portion of the show because we are about to take you on tour with us. And again, we want to thank DCMI as well as Destination Moncton Dieppe and the Greater Moncton Chamber of Commerce, who sponsored all of us getting together. We got a busload of 25 people to come and hit up 15 different businesses of the type we've been talking about, independent, local, fantastic places. And you're all going to get to come along for a little snippet of that. Yeah. But I just wanted to say thanks again, Patrick, for being one of the sponsors of our Leveraging Local tour, which was so much fun, and for coming into the studio here with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Great. And if anyone wants to know more about the organization, want to give a quick shout out how they can find you?
Sure. On social media, Instagram, Facebook, Downtown Moncton Centre-Ville, and online, downtownmoncton.com.
Beautiful. Let it roll.
All right, everyone, we are going to give you the whirlwind condensed version of the very first Leveraging Local tour that we did. It was so much fun, Tosh, and it was a perfect start because we started at a place with a name that totally matches the day. It was Happy Brewing.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. I hadn't been in there before, and it's such a great little space. And they have really taken the downtown, brought it inside, and made plenty of room for people to come and hang out. Plus, in the summertime, a gorgeous back patio.
And from there, it's just a quick walk up the street to the next 3 spots that we hit on our tour. This was super fun. It was like, I don't know, like speed dating for businesses and people. I loved it because we had 3 little shops next to each other. So our group broke into 3 little groups and we just kind of back and forth. The one that really stood out to me was the place I hadn't been in yet in this group was Vibe Juicery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So cute and way bigger than I realized. And then one of my favorite places that I actually like, I stopped myself from going into because I would spend so much money and weigh 1,000 pounds. La Gourmande, the cheese and chocolate shop. If you have not been in, you have to go. They have way more stuff than I realize now too. If you're
Same.
doing like a charcuterie board kind of idea, you go there. They will hook you up.
Yeah, and something that caught Jen and I's attention because we both are gin drinkers, but they have a non-alcoholic gin and it looks amazing. And apparently they can't keep it in stock.
And then you can just like pop right next door and get a fantastic cup of coffee, cappuccino, latte, whatever it is you desire at Café L'Amiral. And then, of course, we all as a big group made our way down to what is like the epitome of Christmas, I think, in downtown Moncton, the big pink gifts galore.
They are the nicest, the most genuinely kind, wonderful people working in there. They're running around, offering you cookies, helping you with anything you could possibly need. And if you've been looking for a pickle ornament, that is where you're going to find one in the city too.
Off of St. George Street, there's this great little chocolate shop that's only been there for just over a year now. And so most people that we took there in the store had never been in the door. I knew it was there. I hadn't been in the door yet. I don't think you had gone in.
No.
You can go into La Ruelle and watch them make chocolate. And then they will explain to you the chocolates they have there and how they make them and what they choose. And we had so many people that were super excited because it's a very allergy friendly. Anyway, if you have been looking for specific kind of chocolates, maybe you have some kind of allergy, definitely go in there and talk to them. They do tastings too. I've seen lots of pictures of friends of mine going in and, have a table of half a dozen people or more, and they'll do a special tasting so you can sample different things before you decide what to invest your money in. And then another one of those fun, like, okay, we've got 3 stops. We're going to hop between them. That's what we did at the Arches on St. George and along St. George Boulevard right there. So we had 3 spots. We had Bent Spokes Bikery, we had Be Home Frame, and we had the Comic Book Hunter. All 3 of these are fantastic places to go shop and to have some fun. We had a lot of fun trying out some of the equipment at Bent Spokes.
To say the least.
They had unicycles. You may have someone on your list that has asked for a unicycle for Christmas, because that seems to me like that would be one of those kind of funky Christmas things that someone would ask for. There is a place in Moncton that can help you out.
It's very true. They've got great options. And then you can go across the hall into Be Home and holy mac.
Beauty.
Just, yeah, the love and the artistic kind of draw that they have going in there is phenomenal. It's gorgeous to even just walk around and look in, and it smelled like Christmas walking in there.
And then, of course, if you have a book lover, a comic book lover, anyone who's into Marvel or DC or any of those kind of things on your list, definitely stop into Comic Book Hunter. It's such a fun shop. And if you have like kids our age who are like early, tweens, almost into teens that love the graphic novels,
yes,
fantastic selection there. So, and then our bus full of fun people. We had like 25 of us on the school bus touring around town doing this fantastic tour. We took the bus over to Riverview and made a stop at one of your favorite watering holes.
I may frequent it, own half of its collection of clothing. Of course, we went by the Holy Whale Beer Garden. We popped in there and grabbed a little drink because we were all parched by this point. And Jason from Hub City Foodies made us some amazing pizza while we waited.
Then we hit up Aaron's Coffee Shop, which is now in Riverview. A great spot, great people. And speaking of great people, great spot, right next door, I think the belle of the ball on our tour was Daisy's Fashion, who pulled out all the stops for us.
Oh yeah.
But really, the star is Puff Puff.
I knew you were going with Puff Puff. This is a bunny that actually was acquired by the woman that was working there through the thrift store. So someone had come in with this bunny one day and she just fell in love with it and said, like, if you are ever considering rehoming, let me know. And that's how she ended up with Puff Puff. Puff Puff now doesn't live at the shop, but pretty much every time Puff Puff's owner is working, and they've even trained it to ring the bell at the cash. So if a customer comes up, Puff Puff rings the bell.
Yeah, you have to go and check them out. Fantastic spot. And speaking of a place that you want to take some time to shop, our next location, we took the bus again, headed back out towards Dieppe. We went to Mike's Bike Shop. I love Rick and his team and Mike's Bike Shop. And, you know, full disclosure, because a lot of people too on are like, oh, a bike shop, but I'm not really into bikes. I'm like, that doesn't matter. They have so much stuff. And also, they usually kind of joke like they're a bike shop all the year. But they're also a ski shop. Like if you have someone who wants ski stuff for Christmas, that's a great place to go.
And they were so welcoming and so happy to have us there. And they are worth checking out, like Jenna said, for so many different things. And maybe fat biking's on someone's list this winter. They will definitely help you out in that area too. So from there, we decided we were all thirsty again. So we moved along. Where did we head next?
Cavalcade Brewing was next because it's just up the road, not very far from Mike's. There was like a crocono table set up, and then there was someone having like a private session in the back by the brewery vats. And it's just, yeah, so many neat little spots where you could sit and enjoy a nice little like booth that was kind of all tucked away. Really fantastic spot. And lots of, not just their beer, of course. I know some people had some really, really fantastic Caesars while we were there.
So from there, we moved along. We went up the street to Flying Boats.
And what I loved about ending the night at Flying Boats was it was a little bit quieter than some of the other places we went. It was much larger than I had realized. So we had all kinds of space to kind of spread out and enjoy ourselves with their drinks too, because stout, you and I both enjoy.
Yes.
Great spot to check out some really good local stouts there.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. That is a whole like 6-hour adventure smushed down into about 6 minutes for you to enjoy. We encourage you to create your own little outing like that with your friends this season. Go out, support local. We'll have links to all of those businesses in the show notes. You can find them on Pickle Planet Moncton. And yeah.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was a blast. We will most definitely be trying to do one again in the spring. I want to give a shout out to that bus driver with Coach Atlantic because you were absolutely incredible. Thank you for your patience that night. You had a whole lot of loud people on your bus, and that was awesome. And then, of course, to our sponsors too, Downtown Moncton Centerville Inc.
Yes, the Greater Moncton Chamber of Commerce. I can't speak today. And Destination Moncton Dieppe. And of course, a huge shout out to Jason, Hub City Foodies, who helped us organize this adventure. He was the one who reached out to the businesses and put together the itinerary. If you want to do something like this for your corporate group or your friend group, you want to hit up Jason. He can organize things like this for groups and food and the whole 9 yards. So much fun.
Absolutely. So give them a follow, Hub City Foodies on Instagram and on Facebook, and we'll see you next week.